here and work onto the next match and the next match.
We are underway, and an ace right out of the gate here for Lucy Trump from the Fighting Irish. And not a bad way to open things up for Notre Dame. And at 4-7 on the year, 1-2 in ACC play. And we'll stick with Trump here, the senior outside hitter from Florence, Kentucky.
Lucy Trump, she's one of the best servers for the Irish. Had 6 aces earlier on in the season in one match. It was against East Texas A&M. She's someone that they look to help lead them in the serve game.
Tip there, meanwhile, from Sawyer Thompson, as we see Sophia Johnson, reigning ACC Defensive Player of the Week on. And she'll serve now for the Bears. 1-1 here early. Irish in system here, a little tip. That's controlled by Antonio. And now the Bears can go to work. Here's Desjardins, a tip of her own. And a little miscommunication there from Notre Dame as it drops in. No man's land there for the point.
We talked with Notre Dame head coach Salima Rockwell before the start of the match, and that was one of the key points she mentioned for the team defensively, making sure that they're ready for off-speed shots and tips from the Bears.
There's a look at Coach Rockwell, a veteran in this game, outstanding player, and then, of course, her coaching accolades we'll talk about. And the point for Notre Dame, into the net go the Cal Bears, and here's a look at Coach Rockwell.
Yeah, head coach Salima Rockwell, so accomplished, and she was with Penn State for 9 years, 4 national championships under her belt. For herself, as we talked about, she was a 3-time All-American setter at Penn State as well, class of '94, so bringing a lot of knowledge to this Notre Dame team.
There's Shirlene Antonio on the kill. And so the point to Cal, 3-2 they go in front, and now it's the birthday girl serving, Francesca Popescu, the freshman from Johns Creek, Georgia. Little dump, perfection from Harmony Sample.
Harmony Sample here, so athletic. She's splitting time with setter Maya Baker, but definitely very aggressive when she's in the front row.
Desjardins, that's off the block, give the point to the Bears and make it a 4-3 lead for the home squad.
Desjardins, as I talked about, 118 kills on the season, just 2 points behind Michaela Hayden. And is one of the leaders on the Bears. Her team looks to her.
Here come the Fighting Irish looking outside. There's the big swing from Gardy. Bears control, now a little off balance. The block is ready, courtesy of Phils. We play on Gardy again. Dug out from the back row. Big swing from Phils, a dig here from Helmers. More Gardy. This time it works. A cross-court snipe.
And Gardy, what a big swing. She gets up, has so much power on the ball, and tough for the players there, the block needing to come inside just a little bit more on her, leaving her a lot of space there, that last swing.
Homecoming here of sorts for Maya Baker, back to the Bay Area, the freshman, the setter out of Archbishop Mitty. In the San Jose area, on the move, that's Hayden, hammers that down. That block just wasn't sealed there at the net, and Hayden making pay.
Kayla Hayden doing what she does best and scoring, always finding space between the block.
Here's Hayden, the senior. Hit a team high 324 a season ago. Almost got an ace there, has Notre Dame out of system. Now the dig and overpass. Fighting Irish go middle on the quick and able to cash in. It's Anna Bjork.
Anna Bjork, the sophomore middle blocker, 6'3". Doing well for the Irish so far this season.
Gardy, sophomore from Indiana. Some pace on that serve. Outside here, and the block, it's there, but the Bears hang tough. Second effort from Phils, too much on it. She goes long.
That serve from Gardy against Stanford on Friday. Wasn't really on it with the serves, wasn't as consistent, and we know that she has that in her toolbox, so good to see her today being able to power that one over.
6-5 lead here for Notre Dame early. More Gardy. an aggressive server goes long and give the point to the Bears.
And as I just mentioned, power, a little too much on that one. But when she's on, that serve is lethal.
Now for the Bears, their new freshman, Maria Știrbu, the newcomer from Bucharest, Romania. She has slid into that primary setter role.
Știrbu, she had her third double-double on Friday night versus Louisville, 21 assists, 10 digs, 3 blocks. So really coming in for this Cal Bears team. You can see the confidence as their starting setter and really establishing herself with her hitters.
Beautiful swing there from Shirlene Antonio. Talk about finding your footing. Antonio working her way back from injury, coming off shoulder surgery. Didn't play at all last year after coming over from Syracuse, just making her debut back on September 20th and getting in a flow here for Cal. And that's a mishit and a point for the Bears.
Antonio, as you mentioned, against Virginia Tech last week, had her first start, had 10 kills. So really coming back into play here for the Bears.
Știrbu with the ace after the Fighting Irish couldn't corral that one. She'll give it a go once more. 8-6 lead for Cal here in the first, and going long, tries to paint that corner, and she does.
This is what head coach Malcolm talked about in winning the serve pass game, trying to put pressure on the Irish.
Maybe a little early there. The way Notre Dame reacted on the court, thought they might go challenge there to see in out. Instead, we play on. Overpass here. Fills, but Notre Dame keeps it alive. The big swing, that's off the touch, and score the point for Sydney Helmers.
Sydney Helmers, a junior outside hitter, 6'4". She's a transfer from Texas. Has been very steady for the Irish, and as we talked with Coach Rockwell, very happy about her coming here and being able to bring such a wealth of knowledge to the floor.
And now Bjork to serve, 9-7. Good back and forth here between these two. And a big swing there, and that is a blast down the line. And out of play, it's all Dominique Fills, another newcomer, the Iowa transfer for the Cal Bears.
Yeah, didn't have her best match versus Louisville on Friday, but versus Virginia last week, 10 kills, 7 of which were in the first set of that match.
That's the way you set the tone on the road, especially the long trip to the East Coast for Cal. Quick look here. Hang on, a whistle first, and that point to the Bears, a violation. They'll call it a lift against Notre Dame.
Tough one there with that set, a little too low, but they're debating that call now. They will give that point to Cal.
Our referees here, Miley Jukes, Burton Fuller. We get rolling here on a Sunday afternoon inside Haas Pavilion. Thanks for joining us into the heart of conference play here in October ACC action. 11-7 the lead for the Bears. Nia Crittenden, Greg Meskler joining you here in Berkeley. Good look, Helmers. The block was better. A joust. Oh, good back and forth action there. Here's Desjardins. Take something off of it. Fighting Irish ready, courtesy of Baker. A joust at the net once more. Good dig from the back row. Desjardins skying, pushing it, and delivering.
What a scrappy play from both of these when she goes up to hit, knowing she can't take a big swing, the ball tight to the net.
You bring your curiosity. Your
impressions of the Cardinal here early.
Well, as we just saw, you had two-time All-American Ilya Rubin on the Stanford squad. That team so efficient. They have had tough seasons in the past, and they're really looking to get to that postseason play this year again, too.
Yeah, those two met during the regular year last year on the farm. It was a win for the Cardinal, but then in the postseason, it was the Cardinals, Louisville, getting the critical victory to move on in the NCAA tourney to that semifinal. So, as the coaches I think have suggested too, it's a bit of a growing rivalry amongst those two programs, and excited to see them match up. In the meantime, it's Cal 12, Notre Dame 8. Strong block there from the Fighting Irish gives them the point and the serve back. And now Știrbu giving to Thompson, and she is rebuffed. So a couple of solid blocks there coming out of that timeout. Coach Rockwell talked about her middle blockers pre-match and the serving style of Știrbu, how when Cal got out of system, that's where she's maybe more concerned about the unpredictability of the Bears offense. They've tightened things up defensively here.
Yeah, really great block there. I will say, too, with Stierbu and her working with Sawyer on a swing when she's off the net and trying to get her going, taking a few steps away from the net and still being able to swing. So it's something that the Cal Bears are working on. So we got to see that in this moment with both teams in different moments that they're working to do defensively and offensively at this point of the match.
Third straight big block there from Notre Dame. 13-9 now. Big swing, a block from the Bears as Thompson subbed out. They'll go back to the well again. The block is there, but they can't hang tight as it dances off the hands of Antonio and in for the point.
Tough there for the Bears as they continue to work on their blocking and staying tight, really keeping those hands over the net, making sure they're not late so you don't have too many balls coming through, as we've seen a couple of times so far in the set.
Stierbu, back set, Antonio. Long run here. Helmers will track that down.
Get a free ball.
Looking outside, Desjardins able to load up. No one's going to get that. And the kill is there for Peyton Desjardins.
Desjardins with her 5th kill already so far in this first set.
Well, she heard you at the top say that she had lost the lead in kills to teammate Michaela Hayden, has clearly made a point to get that back.
And she already has.
Little slide here, and that's easy money for Grace Langer, the sophomore from Centennial, Colorado.
Grace Langer, she had 11 blocks over Santa Clara at the start of the season. Someone that comes onto the floor with a lot of energy and a lot of skill offensively and defensively.
Here's Evans. Stierbu again, getting Hayden on the move, an absolute rocket. Evans is there to control it. Fighting Irish regroup, and they'll say that's wide on the attack by Gardy.
Good swing there from Hayden coming around for that slide. Stierbu trying to get her going there too.
Trouble here, and that'll be an ace. Peyton Desjardins has Notre Dame running in every direction, and it falls out of bounds.
Desjardins with her first ace of the match, and seeing some great energy from her. She's had some up and down matches in the last couple of weeks, but really seeing a great start for her.
Big swing from Morgan Gardy, and that's the safety blanket, right, for Notre Dame. When in doubt, get it to your big hitter, and she delivers.
Here's Gardy. And that's the power, how fast her arm swing is there at the net. I mean, the block way too inside, and that's the power of how she hits, making them move. First they were too far outside, and now they moved too far in, and when she gets that set that she needs, she's able to move the ball around very easily.
Service error there from Baker. So make it 17-12 in favor of the Bears as Hayden will serve.
Great serve there, Michaela Hayden.
Comes back to Gardy, Hayden with the dig. Over to Phils, tries to push it down the line, and that is off the mark.
I think for the Bears, their serve game, putting a lot of pressure on Gardy in the serve receive. As you can see, it's been tough for her to handle some of these serves, the passes, but Irish successful on that last play.
Gardy serving. Stierbu has all day to set it up there. Thompson on the run. Looking outside once again. And the point will go to the Bears as Notre Dame cannot put that one in play.
Sawyer Thompson, I know we talked with head coach Malcolm before the match, and you mentioned how she really wants to make sure the middles get involved so far in this match, and we're seeing that. Sawyer Thompson just trying to find her rhythm with Stierbu.
She finished the match on Friday pretty strong in that third set. Not many things went right for Cal, but Thompson had a couple of nice kills in the third as they fell to Louisville. Here's a very high set for Phils. It comes all the way back across on the overpass. Johnson now looking for Antonio, pushes that across. Notre Dame tries to get in system. Long run, Stierbu. Fils has to put it across. The rally continues. Back set, big swing, big result for May Cordes.
May Cordes, the freshman outside hitter and opposite. 6'3", feet to the ball and has a seam there on the block and able to take advantage of that.
Excellent placement there. Former CIF champ in both indoor and beach volleyball down in the San Diego area. Looking again, same result. And now Antonio is down. She went down hard and is in some considerable pain. Medical.
Yeah, the 6'2" opposite, and I know for Cal it's a tough moment for any team when you lose a player like that, especially so early on in the match, trying to make sure that they can regain their focus here against the Irish.
So we're back to live action. A little quick tip there. Nice job by Thompson to deny it. Off balance, looking back row. What a dig, but an overpass. Desjardins, the hustle to keep that alive, inadvertently set up a perfect ball for the Fighting Irish.
A great effort there from Desjardins on that ball. Fortunately, Grace Langer, the sophomore middle blocker, able to capitalize on that save going so close to the net.
Irish now on a 3-0 run, clawing back in this one, 18-16. Here's the tip look from O'Gara, and that is rejected. And now it's a 1-point difference. Make it 18-17, and Jen Malcolm will take a timeout.
Individually, but also as a team to make sure that you can stay focused and really keep going for everything for the rest of the match.
Here's Bjork to serve. Notre Dame looking to keep their run alive, a 4-0 scoring run. They'll get things sorted here. The block, and it falls in for the point, and we are level at 18 here in the first, courtesy of a 5-0 Fighting Irish run to battle their way back.
And May Cordes already 4 kills. She was getting 750 for this kill and really performing well for the Irish. They haven't been able to figure her out on the block, the Cal Bears, just yet.
York stays serving. It's Lee who's just come on, and that's a big answer. Ashley Lee, the junior, off the bench and into the scoring column and trying to energize her squad.
Swing here from Ashley Lee, coming in with so much energy. Look at that big swing to the corner. It's wide open, and she takes it. Great swing coming off of the bench.
What a confidence booster, right, for her teammates, for her to come in, big energy, big swing, get a point, and then they try to come back with another, and they'll get a violation there against Notre Dame. And so 2 quick points, and that's maybe a needed spark courtesy of Jen Malcolm.
Absolutely, and this is what you want to see. I've seen matches, I've been in matches where someone goes down, the entire energy on the floor changes. The team's not able to capitalize. You end up letting the other team go on a run, and we can see Cal, they are not going to let that happen today, and already coming back with so much fight against the Irish, even after losing one of their key starters.
Bears handle that attack from Cordes. Here's the soft touch from Desjardins. They'll go middle quickly, and it is Langer able to convert once more. So 20-19 now. A quick stoppage here to wipe up some sweat off the court. We'll see Lucy Trump.
Lucy Trump back in, senior outside hitter, has come in as a serving sub, and as I mentioned earlier, one of the best servers for the Irish. You can see already getting the Bears out of system. Tough play there for Cal. This is what Lucy Trump does, comes in and throws off the serve receive.
And she's tied us at 20 after that attack error from Desjardins. Thompson up for grabs here at the net. Looking outside on the Helmers try. O'Gara now rolls along the block and at a play, give the point to Anne-Marie O'Gara.
O'Gara getting some points on the board there. Scrappy play here for both teams, but taking a swing at those hands that were in front of her, able to score.
21-20. See our total kills numbers as this one seems to be coming down to the wire in the first. Cal had built themselves a nice little cushion. We talked about it, the momentum changed. Antonio went down, Notre Dame took full advantage. They rip off 5 in a row, reinsert themselves back into this set, and now it's a dogfight here to the finish.
God, Cal here really looking to push points and maintain this lead.
And that's Langer.
Now we're tied up. Langer really effective for the Irish.
She had a great finish to last season against this Cal team, season high 14.5 points to close out the regular year. And just likes playing against the Bears, clearly. Desjardins, who wants it here? Tip-tap around, now to the outside, the block. Turning O'Gara away. Desjardins aims for the back row, but Helmers is ready. Out of nowhere, it's Johnson. Desjardins off the block and in. The Bears pull back in front, 22-21.
Such scrappy play here from both teams. This was exactly what head coach Rockwell talked about before the start of the match. She knew that there was going to be a lot of tips, a lot of roll shots, off speed. You can see both teams both reading each other fairly well, but Cal so far very successful in the one spot in the back row for the Irish. They've been able to score there now 3 times.
And that'll be long on the serve from Popescu. Yeah, Rockwell was really preaching patience amongst her middles. When some of these plays get a little wacky, the Bears get out of system, don't get too jumpy, right? Kind of stand your ground a bit, read, and then react. It's Evans serving. It's steer boot to Hayden. Excellent dig from Maya Evans. And now Helmer from the back row. Steerbu outside, Desjardins loaded up and put it down one time, 23-22 Bears.
Great run there for the Bears. Desjardins is just owning this match right now. Really a great performance so far for her. Let's watch that last swing from Desjardins. Inside set. She goes across the top of the hands high. And a great swing from Desjardins. 8 kills, hitting 400 so far in the match.
And that's what you want to do, picking up where she...
And stay focused to help her team in any way she can.
Back row, Helmers. Steer boot, miscommunication, a couple of Bears going for it. Nobody got there, and we're even at 23.
It's a tough one trying to communicate on defense for those off-speed shots and tips. Tough when everyone's coming in for the same ball, but Irish will capitalize on that.
And here's Baker. 23 all in the first. Hayden rejected. Major block from Notre Dame up front.
Tough swing there. I know they've been trying to get Hayden going on the right side on that slide and has not been successful so far yet in this match. That was something that Coach Malcolm talked about. Really wanting to get her going there, unfortunately, but you have a big block in front of you, 6'5" Gardy, all the way to the pin. Look at those hands over the net. Really tough spot there for Cal.
This will bring him.
Even though it was a 3-0 sweep for Stanford, it was still very close each set, and that was due to her as well, staying calm, keeping them engaged, even through the tough moments in the match.
Set point here in the first. Gardy the swing, and that's all for the opener. Notre Dame battles back in this first set and takes a 25. What stood out to you about Carly Lloyd as a player, getting to be around her?
The way that she would lead the team, and she was someone who, as a setter, really did a really great job of just talking to her hitters, asking what we wanted, asking how she could adjust for us. What works for you? What set can I give you? And it's what made her so great, so well-rounded, and really being able to help lead the team in that way.
Notre Dame gets the first point here to open things up in the second. Fighting Irish serving. Quick set. Hayden put a lot on that one, but it's dug out by Kaylee Dockery in the back row. Now the Bears go back to work. Looking outside this time, O'Gara rebuffed. Third bite of the apple. Desjardins down the line, and they'll say it's off target. Give the point to Notre Dame. If you're just joining us, by the way, these two programs, very similar colors. You might flip this on and think, is this an intra-squad scrimmage, right? No, it is Notre Dame in the white. It is Cal in the blue, both with that blue and gold look, and the Fighting Irish serving here once again with Anna Bjork.
And as you talked about, both teams being so equal, it's why that first set was so close, both defensively and offensively. But the Irish right now are really leading in this defensively against Cal. They've, as we can see, done their homework as far as scouting. Really great reads on the block so far. A lot of great digs from their back row.
And both coaches pretty self-aware of what they're trying to build at their programs. Jenna Malcolm talked about Friday, and we know the lay of the land here in the ACC. As Desjardins takes a big swing, we'll get a violation. And this one, it looks as if will go against Notre Dame and give the point to Cal, so they'll get their first here in this second set, 3-1. But you imagine going into this weekend, they both knew Friday was going to be difficult. As we get another look at the net violation here, you can see the touch there inadvertently by Langer as she was coming over to assist. This match on Sunday was certainly one both targeted and said, we may have our hands full on Friday. This is the one we really feel maybe more confident about.
Yes, and as we talked about with head coach Malcolm for Cal before the match, and she mentioned we have to forget about Friday. We have to look to what's next, and we can see that with the way Cal is playing today, really looking to what's next and how to battle Notre Dame today.
Now, as a player, could you do that? If the coach said, don't worry about Friday, it's over, could you actually say, I'm going to forget about it?
There are many matches that that myself and my teams have wanted to forget about in my time playing, you know, but it's one of those things where there's two sides of it. Yes, you forget about it as far as trying not to take the negative, but you want to take the lessons that you've learned from those matches. And I think from talking to both Coach Malcolm and Coach Rockwell, knowing that those matchups on Friday were so tough and those teams are so tough, and taking the pieces you can from that on how to grow and how to learn going forward. What did we do well? What did we not do well? What do we need to change going forward? And I think that's the piece that she was getting at when she mentioned that.
Another service ace for the Cal Golden Bears. There's the tally, 4-1, as they get back in front 4-3. That followed a service error from Notre Dame. Now a slide here, and the block is on point. Hayden Fills closed the door on that attack, and the Bears even things up at 4.
We saw Helmers coming in trying to save that ball with a foot, but not able to get there. But I've seen that many times, especially anyone who formerly played soccer. A little kick, keep the ball alive.
If you keep the ball alive with your foot and it results in a point, it's almost an instant top 10 on SportsCenter because it's such a fun play the way it develops. She made the effort, didn't work out as Notre Dame, they'll get one back here now, 5-4.
Sydney Helmers will go back to serve, the 6'4" outside, transfer from Texas.
Back row, Desjardins. And they'll say no. Try to find that back corner just off the mark.
You can see Coach Rockwell coming up, making sure to remind the team that Cal will set Desjardins in the back row. We talked about that before this match. Very different from Stanford on Friday, where didn't have any back row attacks during the match, knowing that Cal has that in their tool belt.
Fills there with a blast, and that ricochets off the Fighting Irish and into the seats.
See a big swing there from Phil, just elevating up almost above the block on that swing. The transfer from Iowa.
She's good for a couple of kills per set. Meanwhile, we've said it time and again, need something that feels kind of guaranteed, go to Morgan Gardy, and more often than not, she'll come through.
And as you mentioned, during the last set, didn't have the best showing to start the match, but talked about complimenting her coming in other ways defensively. But now we're seeing here, trying to get her going in this offense at the start of the second set.
Well, that was a great swing by Fills. gave an idea that she was going to put some more heat on that and then took something off of it that had the blockers confused.
Dominique Phils, what a great play there from her and a good read to throw off the defense.
And here's Stierbu. 7-6, back and forth just like the first set. Two evenly matched squads on this day. The block, but works to perfection for Notre Dame as they get the point.
Phil's trying to come in for that solo block there. Hands just turned outside. Want to try to come around and really reach over the net and keep those hands facing inside the court. But good effort on her side.
And Maya Baker with the ace. Little collision there in the back row for the Bears. Nobody able to control it.
Maya Baker, freshman setter, splits time with Harmony Sample, running a 6-2 for the Irish. But very good server for this team.
Sample limited playing time when they took on the Michigan schools not long ago, as there's another ace. So back-to-back here for Baker. Baker, especially in Ann Arbor, had to take on that primary setter role. Back to now that 6-2 alignment, but she is dealing here from the service line. Another ace, and has Notre Dame out in front. Ideas that she had and was looking to see what did the coach think, that sort of thing. And so good to get her insights about looking towards Cal and what she wants for Notre Dame as the run of aces stops there for Notre Dame as Cal gets a point back.
I think the fun part about that conversation that we had with Coach Rockwell was about how much she's able to talk numbers with her team. She joked, how smart the girls are on her squad, and just knowing a lot of the teams in the ACC and a lot of the girls, very, very smart players, and how she's able to talk about those schematic moments.
Yeah, very data-driven when they're looking at how they're measuring up against other teams in the league, in the country. They're trying to put a resume together, obviously, to be an NCAA tourney team. How do they do that? Numbers drive a lot of that conversation. Outside here, and the attack error from the Golden Bears give the point to Notre Dame.
Morgan Gardy will go back to serve now, and she's got 4 kills so far in the match, hitting 300. One big block. See what she does with this top spin jump serve. It's been a little up and down as of late, but when it's on, there's so much power, as we just see here as I'm talking about it. An ace for her. She's such an arm with that serve, and it's really, really tough to receive.
Excellent foreshadowing by you, just casually mentioning her serving ability, and then she blasts one off of the Bears and out of bounds. Also, when she delivered an ace, Maisie Alexander, perfect cartwheel there on the sideline for Notre Dame. So a little 1-2 punch celebration.
And that points to the fun that Coach Rockwell talked about wanting her team to be able to have in matches.
Was Helmer's tools the block, and you look at the stats here for Notre Dame. Yes, we talk a lot about Gardy, but they are spreading the wealth here offensively.
Yes, Sydney Helmers, 5 kills, hitting 235. Talked a little bit earlier about May Cordes, 4 kills, hitting 571. Just really, really high hitting percentage as a team so far in the match. 333 for the Irish, so doing really, really well, moving that ball around with both setters on the floor.
And your timing exceptional again, because Gardy just put it into the net on a service error. So little give, little take.
I like to joke that it's kind of a thing where I feel like as announcers we sometimes jinx the servers.
Oh, totally.
Right when you talk about that, usually it's service error.
It is the reference of field goal kicking percentages in football to volleyball when you mention service error, service ace, as we play on here. Big swing
from May Cordes, just having a day right now for the Irish. Coming in, really establishing herself. Young player, playing with so much confidence.
Former Gatorade California Player of the Year in her high school days at Cathedral Catholic. A powerhouse in a lot of sports in San Diego, and there's a double hit against.
Yeah, it's been tough. I've talked a little bit about how for Notre Dame, how they've scouted Cal defensively, how they've moved around and adjusted on the block in the back row for the different shots that Cal has shown them. And Coach Rockwell talked about this before the match, that she knew that they were going to have to prepare for the little things, the off-speed shots, the tips from this team. As I just talked about, that we see another one, and you can see that they've adjusted to be able to pick these balls up and come back at them with their offense.
That's the May quarter show as of late. Another blast right there, and we've seen a couple of these points for Notre Dame where Cal, the block is there, but their positioning, they're a little bit off the net, and the attacker from Notre Dame able to just jam that ball right in between the net and the block and come up with another point. 16-8, and Cordes now with 6 kills.
And swing there for Michaela Hayden. Been trying to get her going so far in this match. It's been a little bit tough start for her so far. It's her and Stierbu working on that connection. Normally, she is one of their main powerhouse hitters. Obviously, as I talked about earlier, she was leading in kills on the team before the start of this match. Her and Peyton DeJardin trading off.
Just her second kill on 6 attacks. And a little finger roll action there from Sydney Helmers, but did not get enough on it to clear the net, as that was a bit of an off-balance attempt there from the pass. Make it now 16-10, so Cal trying to chip away here in the second. Notre Dame in front 1-0 overall. Popescu now on to serve. Overpass here, Popescu. And then Hayden, but the block is on point. It's Helmers.
What a tough one there for Popescu. A great serve, but having to come in and recover the ball after serving. Just a tough play there. The Irish capitalize on that.
Lucy Trump returns.
Talked about Trump.
Popescu, and that's an ace.
Talked about Lucy Trump earlier. She is one of the best servers for the Irish. Pushing another ace for this team. And you know when she goes back to that service line, she is pushing points. She is not just trying to get the team out of system. She is trying to score.
Lefty attack, and the kill is there for the Golden Bears. And so right now Cal in a tough spot here, going point for point. The challenge for the home team. They're down 18-11 here, so running out of opportunities.
Yeah, so far the Irish have just been more efficient at this point of the match, even in handling some of these tough plays. Very scrappy on the defense.
Marissa Carbonara, the freshman from Texas, on, but the service error gives the point back. 19-11. As we'll see Sydney Helmers prepare to serve. You mentioned Trump as well. You think about her stats, her and Gardy, they lead in sets played. So she is always a part of what they're trying to do. Even on Friday, had no swings against Stanford, right? So it's that serve game where she can especially be dangerous, as that's off the mark for Cal. And Notre Dame, they have their sights set on a 2-0 lead here in front, 20-11 in the second.
Sydney Helmers again back to serve. 6'4" junior outside.
Big swing from Phils, but yet again, Cal getting an opportunity to get in the system, to get their hitters set up, and the accuracy just not there.
Yeah, and that's just a tough one. That was a perfect pass to Stierbu there. Just not able to get Phils going on the outside. Just a little too much power on that swing. Going straight out, but Grace Agoli has just come in. Freshman, 6'1" opposite for the Bears. Trying to do something different here.
Hayden denied. Stierbu fights through traffic, tries to set things up for Grace Agoli. And there's another violation, an attack error on Cal, so make it 22-11 here in favor of Notre Dame on a 4-0 run, trying to finish off this second set strong.
Just a tough play there. Cal really not able to find their footing here in this set.
Off the tape, and they'll take it where they can get it. Give the point to the Golden Bears, courtesy of Grace Agoli.
And for Grace Agoli, I know it is not easy to come in off of the bench and trying to hit 2 balls out of system, especially really tough sets. Those have been some low passes in the last 2 plays, and Sturbu trying to get her something, so able to score on that last one on a really tough play.
Overpass here, a joust at the net, and back-to-back points for Grace Agoli. Just the 7th set she's played in this year. The redshirt freshman from Atlanta missed all of last year. Has worked so hard to get back, tore her ACL in last season's exhibition match, just working her way back, and as Coach Malcolm told us, finally back healthy and getting a chance here to try and give a little change of pace.
Yes, and you see there she's got the knee brace on still, so really working through that injury, and now has already scored 2 points to start as she just came in off the bench and getting some playing time here for the Bears.
23-13, 10-point lead now for Notre Dame. Big swing, Agoli into our area and running out of space were the Fighting Irish, and Grace Agoli making moves here in this second set.
Grace Agoli making her presence known here in the second set. What a big swing as that ball came flying right to our table.
I just try and get out of the way, make sure no one gets hurt. Tip with the right hand. More Agoli, you know it.
What a tough play there. A little bit off speed. She gets the out of system set. Doesn't quite get her feet there with the timing, but she takes a nice, easy kind of roll shot on that ball off of the top of the hands, and that's always a tough one to recover. No one on the defense is ready for that one.
You can tell her teammates love to see it. She's getting an opportunity here, making the most of it. 23-15. Long way back for the Bears, but they're battling. Big swing, and that is just Morgan Gardy measuring and delivering with accuracy. That brings up set point 24-15 here in the second.
We want to talk about that swing there. Harmony Sample set that ball. It's pretty far off the net, the ball that she gave to Gardy. And Gardy goes up, takes a little half-second step to adjust to that ball and still finds the floor, even from so far off the net, hitting the line cross court.
Set point here in the second. Thompson. Baker now looking to Gardy and give the point to Cal. This one doesn't land in for Morgan Gardy. So we'll play on.
Talk a little bit about the connection here with Sturbu and her middles. Normally usually pretty on for Cal, but today a little bit off, not really able to get them the big swings that they're usually used to.
Agoli serving, still set point for Notre Dame. They go to work here. Big swing, the block from Cal. They have shown no lack of fight here in this second set, despite facing a large deficit. They'll make it 24-17. Anne-Marie O'Gara, another younger player, getting a chance here this afternoon. 24-17.
O'Gara with the big block there. Great serve down the line.
Back row, Helmers, that'll do it. 25-17, Notre Dame. They take one last surge here from the Golden Bears, but they finish things off.
Really great job of navigating even the tough moments, some of the scrappy, not so pretty plays, and still being able to come back and put points on the board. You can see that there with that touch there. You see how together their blockers are. That is great communication on the floor, even for them to come together and for 3 blocks in front of Desjardins.
Good rally here to open up the third. Cordes. And how about the placement there from May Cordes? We've seen her take some big swings. This one, she takes something off of it and just drops it in the bucket.
Really a smart play from the freshman outside hitter opposite. Being able to see that she didn't really have space to go in front of her, trying to find the floor with an off-speed roll shot all the way to the side, to the corner.
That was a tough serve, but Thompson comes back with a strong attack. Gardy now, and here's Johnson. Little push there from O'Gara.
Talk about how important the defense is so far on both of these teams. Just so many small, scrappy plays, lots of tips, and then here comes Gardy with a big swing cross court.
2-0 Notre Dame to start here in the third. I mentioned Gardy, preseason all ACC. Rewriting the Notre Dame record book and putting her name in it. And that one drops in for Cal.
Long reach there from Desjardins, trying to get to that ball. Not able to take a swing. You see her get up, you see that outstretched hand. She knows she has the middle of the court open, and she takes it.
Hustle there from Evans. We may see a challenge.
We'll see what the refs decide.
Look here, check out the left side of your screen. Evans will come in like a blur to try to dig this one out.
Oh, and that's a tough look there. Let's see if we can tell from this angle. Is her hand completely under the ball?
That looked pretty good.
Oh, a little tough. It's one of those things where if the ball is just even at the tip of her finger, if it's on the floor in any way, that ball is down. So we'll see what the refs decide, but a great effort from Evans for Notre Dame.
Challenge also, right, because they were correct.
So Maya Baker, freshman setter, back to serve now. Trying to push points here in the third set.
A little tip here from O'Gara. Baker now looking outside. Gardy, the blast. And that works out for Notre Dame. They break out the challenge. They get the call they want and now pick up the point.
Huge swing from Gardy. Such a fast arm. And you see that turn there, the way she's able to take that ball cross court with so much power.
Almost an overpass there. Bears able to control it. Shearbu now, that's a problematic set, and Notre Dame cleans it up in a hurry.
Tough ball there. Shearbu pushing that set. I know she wanted to try to push tempo there and get Desjardins going faster, but that ball pushed into the antenna almost, and Notre Dame able to take advantage with that ball coming over the net.
So 4-0 start for Notre Dame. Remember, Shearbu, just a freshman coming over from Romania. They have such high hopes for what she can bring to this team. And Lee, she has been an instant shot of adrenaline when she's coming off the bench. Another big kill.
Lee only has, after that one, 3 sets so far in the match. Her second kill. So coming in and hitting 667.
Very economical. Here's Gardy. That's just brute strength.
And again, Gardy establishing herself as the continued kill leader on the Irish and the leader on the floor of her team. Her top spin jump serve, and that one really, really high. A tough pass for Phils.
Shearbu, bit of an overpass, a joust at the net, a lot of shaking going on there at the net. We'll get a violation, will go against the Bears, and the point to Notre Dame. We talked about Gardy quite a bit, and she's closing in on double figures in kills in this one. That's all she's ever known this season. Every match she gets at least double figures, highlighted by 34 against one of your old squads, Illinois. But she can rack them up in a hurry.
She broke a program record with that performance against, yes, my alma mater, Illinois. 34 total kills. She's the third player in Notre Dame history with 3 consecutive 20-plus kill matches.
Cal
So
into the net again.
come into this bringing the things that they learned from that. And it's hard to do that when you're making small errors like net touches. You can't work on the things you need to work on and improve. And so for the team also, just throwing them off a little bit. You can see that here. Another service ace from Gardy with the big topspin jump serve. And for Cal, really trying to figure out a way to get back into this matchup.
And once upon a time, it was Cal that was leading the Aces here. I think they were up 4-1 at one point early in this match. Notre Dame has taken control of that category as well. In front 8-1, Gardy again, more heat. This one, the error, so a point to Cal, 8-2. The Bears coming off Friday. We mentioned Antonio going out with an injury in the first. That certainly changed the momentum that they had. They were a different squad in this first set. after that injury, Notre Dame pulls out that first set, and they have really been in command ever since. And then we should talk about a new squad, right? 9 new faces, the way Jen Malcolm phrases it, with transfers, freshmen, and then those coming back from injury. Here's another kill for Notre Dame. It's her second season, trying to rebuild culture. There's a lot of things at play here for them to get Cal to where they want the program to be.
Absolutely, and it's a lot of new pieces to this right now. You have Grace Agoli coming in, as we talked about her being injured, finally coming back into this season. We're seeing Ashley Lee in the lineup too as well so far in this match. And you're talking about different players who haven't all had a chance to really establish those connections on the floor, and a lot of moving parts. So it's definitely not easy making those adjustments.
The block is ready, denying Carbonara. And make it 10-2, Fighting Irish.
This is tough for Cal and even for Stierbu, setting so many different players now in the start of this match and trying to figure out what each of her hitters need. And another one, she's been trying to get Michaela Hayden going on that slide attack, has not been successful so far in this match. Normally their connection is so strong.
Stierbu, we mentioned the freshman Natalie Lau, the incumbent setter. It was a battle for that position. Lau out now the last couple of matches here, so it's been Stierbu's job for the moment. But again, she just kind of took over that primary role, as now she's able to connect with Hayden. But took over that primary role only a few weeks ago, so still trying to get into a groove of how she works with the rest of her team.
You can see that there in the communication, and as you just mentioned, finally that swing there for Michaela Hayden. That's what they've been looking for so far in this match. And it really keeping Notre Dame on their toes a little bit by her going back to Hayden and not going to the outside.
And you see the glimpses, you see why this Cal team is so excited about Stierbu. Said they signed her sight unseen, not of course from a video standpoint, but hadn't got a chance to meet her in person, just liked what they saw from film, from scouting reports, from recommendations. And so that past delivery there to Hayden, that's the future, or what they hope the future will be on a regular basis.
And as you mentioned with Stierbu, so young, but still, even in these tough moments, playing with so much confidence. You can tell she still is one of the team leaders, leading her players and her offense. You see the communication. If something doesn't work, she's coming to her players to ask what they need, how she can adjust.
Trump Long there on the serve. Make it 12-4, and here's Hayden.
Kayla Hayden, senior middle blocker, second on the team in kills, and also does well defensively too.
That's a great look for Sawyer Thompson, who had a strong third set on Friday, the junior from Kansas.
She was actually recruited by head coach Malcolm back when Coach Malcolm was at Iowa State.
She was the #1 middle coming out of Kansas after her high school days, so you understand why she was in demand. And now it looks as if we'll have a rotation error against the Cal Bears, and the point will go to Notre Dame. And these little things from some fairly experienced players, even if they're new this year, they've played volleyball a long time, you just sense, really going back to that first set, the vibe's off a bit for Cal, trying to work their way through some struggles.
Yes, and as I talked about, all of those changes, different rotations, different players being subbed in, being subbed out, it's been very hard for this team to really find a rhythm so far in this matchup, and they've had some good moments. And we're just seeing actually here that ball was blocked, and it went off of Gardy, but I think they were trying to give her the point on that, saying that the block just went out. But it looked team, and Stierbu is taking that on.
Serving here. Gardy's got to hustle to keep that one in play. They'll just put it across. Free ball here. Quick look to Thompson, but the Notre Dame front line all ready for that. And turning it right back is Grace Langer.
Tough play there for the Bears as Stierbu trying to get that ball to Sawyer Thompson in the middle. They worked on that a little bit pre-game and trying to set her when she's off the net and getting her going.
Good opportunity here. Stierbu finds Thompson, but the dig is on point from Evans, and then just a misplay as Phils got caught up with that ball.
Strong swing there from Gardy again on the outside through the block. And I know we talked about that, really trying to stay strong, hands over, tight to the net. So right now for the Irish, taking advantage of these little things from Cal at this point.
15-6 Notre Dame, all smiles for Morgan Gardy and company. Here's a look at what she has done, playing with such confidence. And Rockwell talked about her obviously big, powerful arm, but now she's able to add other elements. Even some of those shots, she's just placing them in better locations.
Yeah, she's 9 kills, hitting 273. 1 block, 2 digs, just really playing all around, keeping Cal really on their toes as far as how to defend them.
Point there, Cal on the service error from Notre Dame. As a goalie returned, she had that strong effort in the second set.
The goalie coming in, we talked about earlier, off of injury. She came in and pushed 3 points immediately after being subbed in.
Back row Helmers, that's pretty stuff. Just a accurate snipe to the far corner.
Helmers, she had her first double-double last week, 12 kills, 10 digs. Someone who is a really steady player, a really experienced player. Does very well as the 0-2 for the Irish.
Here come the Bears. Outside to Lee. Ashley Lee looking to get her more involved. Again, with Antonio going out, a couple of opportunities here for some other outsides to get some swings, and Lee taking advantage.
And I know I mentioned it earlier, but Lee coming in the way that she did, especially right after losing Antonio, and every time she gets the ball, she is doing something with it, as we see. I mean, Lee right now, she's hitting 600, 3 kills. She's only been set 5 times so far in the match.
When she gets a chance, she makes it count. Meanwhile, Notre Dame, just another powerful blast here. Cal in position, but such heat on those attacks. Not much to be done. Make it 17-8 as Gardy will serve.
Look at this top spin jump serve from Gardy with so much power, but that's handled well. Oh, a tough set though. That pass actually pushed Stierbu a little far forward, and she tries to send that ball back to Lee since she's on fire right now. Doesn't quite work out the way she was hoping.
So we'll stay with Gardy. And that's an ace, and you are spot on. When that thing is on, it is very difficult to stop.
And you're watching Gardy as she goes for that top spin jump serve. It's all about that toss, really making sure she leads herself. Look where she's landing in the court, getting on top of that ball. It's like really for her a back row attack. She can get so far ahead at 6'5". Another one.
Ooh, just absolute heaters here from Morgan Gardy. Back-to-back aces, and she is making sure Notre Dame wraps this one up in 3 with deliveries like this.
And that was a great textbook topspin jump serve from Gardy, as I said. Really good toss, leading herself, making herself have to get her feet to that ball and get on top of it. And Cal, serve receive, it's been tough to handle. See if she can maintain that here. Another one, tight to the net.
And that's Carbonara getting one back for the Bears. But we mentioned Gardy coming in. She had just 3 aces on the year. She has 4 so far this afternoon. And it's been a giant reason why Notre Dame is in the driver's seat here in the third now. 20-9, this Fighting Irish team under Rockwell incrementally getting better. Last year, 12-17, but that was the high watermark from a win perspective under Rockwell. 10 wins, 11 wins, 12 wins, trying to build on that this campaign.
Yeah, and as we talked about earlier, Coach Rockwell talking about the different changes for her team, but also as we talked about earlier with Gardy, she herself said that for her, Gardy is their most improved. She's done so much to get to the point she is now, and she's only a sophomore, so that topspin jump serve, she's got a lot of time to really learn and improve there, but Cal coming in.
Well, I was just going to say, Coach Rockwell fired up here, excited. Had the Notre Dame sweater on. It's gotten warm here in Haas Pavilion. She's going Notre Dame t-shirt now. It's all working.
Good serve there. I think they're going to give that ball to Carbonara. She is coming in with a lot of firepower right now. Cal has been needing this energy. It's been some moments of not really knowing who was going to lead, and Carbonara, you can see in these last couple of points here, really trying to take that on and come in with a lot of aggression here at this point in the set.
And just an athlete, Ursa Carbonara, from Texas, an MVP in both volleyball and basketball in her high school days, and over 700 kills as a senior in high school. So she can really bring some offensive punch as she acclimates to the college game, and right on cue, that's an ace for Carbonara.
Just a freshman coming in and already playing with a lot of confidence, as you can see here, getting some time on the floor and really wanting to show what she can do.
So she'll keep it going here from the service line. Another tough serve at the net, but Notre Dame right back with Grace Langer.
Maya Baker with the one-handed set there. Not at all, and you can see that in the way that they've struggled so far with their block and really trying to keep it together, not leaving so many seams open and maybe too far in or too far out. So it's been very hard for the Bears to adjust to this Irish offense. But
so tool the block.
Hayden getting going there with her slides. You can see that connection forming again with her and Stierbu, and we talked about this earlier with Stierbu coming in really in the last few weeks as the starting setter and working on those connections with her hitters.
Fighting Irish back set to Langer. That's off the block and in. Give another point to Grace Langer, the sophomore.
Langer with that swing. She finds space through the hands on the block, and that caused her ball to slow down a little bit, so it falls in the middle of the court. Tough one for the defense to take a step up and pick that ball up.
Fighting Irish is such good size up front. Langer 6'3", Bjork 6'3", Gardy 6'5".
A lot of height in front of them for this Cal Bear squad, so it's finding space when you can and hitting high hands, trying not to hit down into the block that's in front of you. And as we see, a goalie just did that, knowing she has those two big blockers in front of her, able to sneak that ball through in front of their hands.
We asked Jen Malcolm, what do you take from Friday night? Any silver linings? She said we competed, right? That's something to build off of. Today, Grace Agoli, certainly a silver lining, no matter how this turns out for Cal, getting an opportunity and really making some impactful plays.
That ball tipped from Gardy.
At the net here. Johnson's there, quick look to Thompson. Evans now, Gardy, another. And like clockwork, Morgan Gardy will give you a double-figure kill effort yet again. She's got 10, and that brings up match point here in the third, 24-13. Notre Dame went on a run in the first. They have never looked back, sprinting to the finish here in Berkeley. To Lee. We play on back row, Helmers. Overpass there on the dig. A joust at the net. It's Gardy, and she's rebuffed. A goalie going up against Gardy and winning that joust.
A goalie. What an aggressive play from her. She goes up, and that's always tough when you have someone taller in front of you. I can also say in my time with jumping, sometimes the person who's underneath you, if you're not set in the right way, they will find that space underneath you to score.
Match point here, a goalie serving, little dump, Johnson ready to Thompson. Johnson there once more. Carbonara back to the outside, Gardy off the block, and that'll do it. The Fighting Irish pick up the win here in 3, defeating the Cal Bears 25-14 in the third. Notre Dame improves to